Hello, good morning. I am here, but in order for me to show you the extent of this massive Slipstravaganza that I'm almost at the end of, I've decided to just let it fill up the whole screen and show you the orangey, tangerine, browny beauty of this shawl. It's obviously by West Knits, we all know that, and that was 2 years ago. This was the mystery knit along, the Slipstravaganza. I have subsequently made quite a few. I'm showing you this upside down, of course. I will turn it around and you can see it the proper way. And I think once it's blocked, it's going to be gorgeous. And I'm going to do my best to hang on to this one because this is mine and these are my colors. And I love it. And I think it's going to be wonderful. There's lots of mohair in it. In this diamond section, there's that's mohair, the brown is the mohair, and that lovely tangerine is the mohair. And then I brought it in again here, very much so in the chevrons. So there you can almost see there's the diamonds, and then below that we have the chevrons, which these two are mohair, and I'm going to make a short-ish version. I'm only going to do 3 chevrons. The last one is not going to be mohair. So I will talk about all of this when you can see me, but I wanted to just start off by showing you, look, there's hundreds of stitch markers and hundreds of stitches. So good morning, this is Sita of the Shawl Knitter Unplugged, and I welcome you to my podcast. I am coming from South Africa. I am from South Africa. I'm in Sedgefield, a little village on the coast next to the warm Indian Ocean, and summer is just starting. So wherever you are, I'm sure you're in all sorts of different weathers and climates and time zones, but welcome one and all. This is a knitting podcast primarily. A fiber podcast. I'm a fiber artist. I call myself a fiberista and a colorista, just some fun words I've made up because I love color, and I do quite a lot of different fiber crafts. I spin wool, I dye wool, I knit wool, I even crochet from time to time, and I'm sort of getting a bit more into that right now. And yes, I put out weekly podcasts, and I will continue to do so, even though I will be moving on at the end of January. I am moving back to India, and I will be doing some very exciting things there with fiber as well, including taking wool and different fibers across with me, and bringing back some gorgeous, gorgeous, wild, airy silk and linen. So while I'm there, it will give me a bit of time to work with these fibers. I'm very excited to do that. And yes, show you what it's all about. So today is the 3rd of December. So almost in exactly 2 months, I will be leaving. So I am also starting off my tour in India with a group tour that I'm facilitating, and I decided to record most of my journey. So I bought some equipment, and today I've got my camera on a little tripod in front of me. I'm very impressed with it. It's got a Bluetooth remote button for stopping and starting, although I haven't used it right now. But yeah, it's a fabulous little lightweight thing. sort of a selfie stick come tripod. So in any situation, one can record what you want to record. So let's hope I can record some interesting things. But today, I started off by showing you this beautiful, rather large, look at that, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. This is one of my absolute favorite Stephen West mystery knit-alongs, and this might be the 5th one, but none of them belong to me, and this one is going to belong to me. I'm going to take this with me to India and tie it around my neck so that nobody can get it from me. Anyway, I've used lots of wonderful yarns that were dyed up for me by Knotty Habit. Here's one that I haven't even started on yet, but I will, maybe. No, actually I don't think I'll get a chance to. So these are all my tones. These are all my favorite colors. I can't hold them all together. And then I have paired them with some mohairs. And these are just 2 of them, a brown, and this is a really beautiful sort of orange or tangerine, red orange. It's showing very orange in the picture. So I put a bit of mohair in it. And I'm determined that this weekend I am going to finish it so that I can get it off the needles, block it, and show it properly, because I can't even see it and it's really irritating me, and it's taking up all my stitch markers, so I don't have any stitch markers for my other 3 or 4 projects that I'm working on. So I think you have perhaps seen me wearing what I am wearing. This is my look at my holes, and I am again totally in love with this garment. It is lightweight. It has just a lovely light cover up. I wear it with a skimpy little sort of stretchy bra, or with a long sleeve t-shirt and different colors and underneath, and it wears like a dream. The yarn is it's a cotton bamboo blend, or cotton viscose blend from Fibra Natura, and it is called I can't think of it right now. I have to put it down. I don't seem to have a ball nearby. Fibra Natura. I have shown it before, but I will write it down. So I'm now starting to work with a bit of cotton. And in fact, let me just grab one top that I have made with cotton and show you. So I think it was about 2 years ago, I did decide to make this Merino tee, which you have also seen on my podcast, out of cotton. Look at that. I mean, obviously you can really tell what my colors are, you know, what my tones are in this orange, brown, red range. But isn't this lovely? This is from Color Spun, and I think it was it wasn't part of a ombre set, but I had one of those, and it's really lovely. I've got a lot of use out of this, and because this is knitted on quite a tight gauge, I can't remember, maybe it was a 3.5, but it's a warm garment. It's quite warm. It's short sleeve, and I just love the way the color work stands out so beautifully. Oh, I think it's a bit dirty. Yep, needs a wash. Sorry about that. But yes, so I am moving to India for a while, and it's very warm there. So one can't really, well, I used to live in the Himalayas, where it does get cold. It gets very cold, in fact. So one can knit with wool and mohair virtually throughout the year. But this time my journey is taking me to the south of India, where it's going to be warm and it's actually going to be hot. So I am getting into working with cottons. I'm quite enjoying it. It's very different experience to working with wonderful wools and mohairs. I probably still will work with a bit of that, but I'm getting into the cotton vibe. So this is what I made to start off with. And then I have been sampling some Nurturing Fibers cottons that I got from them from their website, and they sent me a few samples because I wanted to know all the different cotton combinations. So I have been asked by somebody to make them one of these look at my holes. So I decided to go for Eco Fusion. That is what I'm using for the next one that I'm busy with, and this is a lovely color called Denim. Now Eco Fusion, it has 125 meters to 50 grams, and it's 50% bamboo viscose, 50% cotton. And yes, it's got a really lovely feel. I have started the second look at my holes. Now the blue as it shows here is a very beautiful blue, but it's not really the blue of this yarn. This yarn, as you know, I said is called Denim, and it's a more purpley, but isn't this a stunning blue? But it's really lovely. It's a bit lighter weight than the Fibra Natura that I used, but it's absolutely great. I really like it. I like it a lot, and I'm very happy to be working with it. So that is what I have in the way of projects right now. I am very excited about Natasja Hirnby. She is bringing out a new shawl, which is called Yvonne shawl. I happened to catch her on the Fruity Knitting podcast. She was a guest on their latest episode on YouTube. Go and take a look at it. And she shows her new shawl that is coming out mid-December. Yes, so of course it's a mosaic shawl. It's got a beautiful, beautiful mosaic design. I've knitted quite a few of her shawls. There's the Lune, there's the Mare, there's the Yarra, which I have knitted several times, and they're all very large shawls with beautiful construction and a fair amount of mosaic work. So I've also decided that I'm going to make this shawl in cotton, which I haven't done that before. So I am going to use the Nurturing Fibers. I'm going to use a different base. It's not the same as this Eco Fusion. This is a lighter weight one called Eco Lush. This has 200 meters for 50 grams. So it's the same as a fingering weight. And that is what she calls for in her pattern, is a fingering weight. She hasn't released the pattern yet, but it's one of the times where I'm all prepared. I've bought the yarn. I'm ready to go because I'm very excited to try it in the cotton. So I'm going to use the Eco Lush by Nurturing Fibers. And here's a small sample. I don't know if you can actually see it, that I was sent a few little sample balls, and this is crocheted. This is crocheted by, it was actually a swatch that I was making for a top from Hansa Design. You know, Hansa Design, she's the lady with the fake knitting crochet. I still haven't made any of her garments, but I've swatched. And in fact, I think I'm going to make one out of the silk in India. That's my idea. But you can see it's quite thin. It is a fingering weight. So for the new shawl from, I think her name is actually Moonstruck Knits, Natasja Hirnby, anyway, we all know her. I have chosen these three colors, which are very natural. All these lovely natural shades. So this is going to be very interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. This one's solid and it's called Donkey. I think I might use this. I'm not sure how I'm going to use it yet. I've got to be very careful because I need high definition for the mosaic. So it might make sense to use the Donkey together with Earth. This one's called Earth. And then to use the rest of the flat work in sandstone. So it's Donkey, Earth and Sandstone. Isn't that lovely? I think it's going to be beautiful, and I am very excited to be making a shawl out of cotton. I have a few more little samples that I've crocheted here out of the Nurturing Fibers. All of these were done with a 4mm crochet hook. This is the pure bamboo and it's got a lovely drape, but it's very shiny and it's quite dense. So that's the pure bamboo. And then this is actually the Eco Fusion, which I like. The Eco Fusion is this, and this is the little sample for that Honza vest, and I really like it. I don't know if it's the color that's making it so pleasing, but it feels quite dense, but I guess once it's blocked out, it will be lovely. So I've got all my little samples here. I'm being very prepared for all of this these days. It's really lovely. Basically, I'm sort of paring down my belongings right now. I am a nomad, so I don't really have a lot of belongings. I don't have any furniture whatsoever. I have a bicycle, but I do have quite a few crates of yarn, and I have to even sort through those. You know, I've got so many scraps, very tiny little scrappy bits, which I hate to part with. And maybe I won't, but I have to sort them out at least. So pretty soon I'm going to sit on the floor and start winding up all the little scrappy bits that are tangling up in the bottom of the crates and setting them aside. And I've also got lots of mohair. So I'm not going to be taking any of that with me, because I am going to be meeting up with Sunray Creations. You can find her on Instagram, Manasa, my new friend in Bangalore, and I am taking a 33-hour train ride once I have finished taking my people on their tour from Delhi all the way down to the state of Karnataka in the south of India to Bangalore. And I'm going to spend a few days there with her, and we are going to have a fantastic yarny time. She has a lot of knitting friends, connections. I'm taking wool, she has the silk. It just sounds like heaven. I mean, wool, silk and India. I don't know what more could be a better combination for me. So I'm going to a new place as well, which is very exciting. So once we've done our workshop and sorted out all our yarny business, I am going to decide whether I will go to the Western Ghats, which are the mountains that run through the south of India, down the center, or if you know, there's tea plantations and coffee plantations, very high, misty, atmospheric, lovely. I just want somewhere just to be quiet and have beautiful views. So there's that option. Or I could go to the coast and be on the beach. But I'm not 100% sure that that is really what I feel like. I never really do the beach thing in India. It is not really what I go to India for. And I have never been to Goa, which is very close. In fact, it's the next state up from Karnataka, but it does not interest me. So I have a feeling that I'll be going up to some lush green misty mountains, and I have this romantic idea of sitting on this wide veranda and knitting and just looking out over the lush greenness and taking wonderful walks in the jungles there, the forest, the tea plantations. So I don't know if anybody from India and from South India is watching my podcast, but if you have any suggestions for me, somewhere not too far from Bangalore, you know, in that region, please send me some suggestions, because I do not know that area, and you know, I'm just going to find a spot and go and sit there for a week, and then I will go over to Tamil Nadu and to Pondicherry. In fact, I will be going to Oroville, which is a Western community. I say Western, I don't know, it's a very high Western community. It was started by Europeans in the 60s, I think, but it now is this very big, fantastic town. which supports all the surrounding Indian villages, and they have turned desert lands into beautiful orchards, and they grow lots of cashew nuts, and they have an eco forest. And I have been there, but quite a while ago, in 2009. So I will be going to spend some time there and do some knitwear design workshops. I'm going to work on a voluntary basis. I have done that in the Himalayas as well. So I have also been invited to come and work with an NGO in Oroville. They have a group of Indian ladies, and they primarily do sewing. They make clothing and they design clothing, but they're very keen to get into the knitwear design. So I am very excited that is what I'm going to be part of. But you will be seeing all of that for sure. I will be showing you all my yarny, knitty, fiber fun that I'm going to get involved with. So I think for today, that is it. I know that, you know, the end of the year is a very busy time for people, and everybody's running around doing all sorts of things, and Vlogmas and this and that and Christmas. But for me, it's actually a wonderfully quiet time, because normally prior to COVID, I would be in India, and there's no real Christmas in India, but I would take my holiday. I would go to my dear friends in Jodhpur and stay with them in their Haveli and just have a wonderful, cozy family time with them, hang out with all the ladies, get involved with wonderful cooking and set up all the lights for New Year's Eve and have a delicious party just with family and all the children and the girls, and everybody would dress up. And so this year I'm here in South Africa. Unfortunately, my daughter cannot join me because she works in the service industry. It's a full summer. She's very, very busy. She hardly ever, we never spend Christmas together when I am in South Africa. So I have a few friends that are going to come and visit, and that's going to be lovely. But actually, most of the time, I will just be quietly here, just sifting through the odd things that I'm going to get rid of, and making my piles and giving things away and clearing my path to leave on the 5th of February. So that is my update for this time. Thank you very, very much for coming to watch me. And yes, I'm hoping that maybe by next week we will have the new shawl design. But up until then, I've got plenty of work to keep me busy. So I just wish you a wonderful weekend, and if you're on holiday, have a fabulous holiday season, and if you're traveling, keep safe on the roads. Thank you very, very much for coming.